If you're a tall rider, then you're probably uncomfortable riding a regular sized dirt bike, especially when standing up. But a common mistake is just quickly going to taller bars, bar risers, something that is more comfortable. So when you stand up, you feel that, oh, I have to be too crouched over to comfortably ride while standing up. So you think, well, if I just raise up the bars, it's going to be more comfortable. But for most bikes and most riders, this is actually a mistake, and it can cause you to struggle to ride. But why is that? Well, most people think that in order to stand up on a dirt bike, you need to be comfortable and standing up almost straight up like this. And while this is a comfortable position, it's not the proper position if you want to stay in control. So instead, you need to be bending more at the hips like this. That way you can bring your arms, your head, your everything down, and that way the stock handlebars on most bikes will actually work, and you don't need to spend the money to buy upgraded bars unless you have an older bike that has ridiculously low bars like the TTR 125. But when you ride in the proper riding position, this is comfortable to use the throttle, the brake, the clutch, and to shift your weight, and it keeps you in the balanced position, because if you're riding up too high like this, then your weight is shifted more towards the rear, and this will make the front end more twitchy because you have too much weight towards the rear. And also, when you give it gas, or if the bike wheelies, then you only have one way to go, and that's back off the bike, and you have to pull yourself forward. And when you're using your arms and your hands to pull yourself forward, this really wears you out quickly. You'll get exhausted because you're pushing and pulling on the bars because you're standing too high. Now you may be asking, Kelly, you don't look like a tall rider. How can you relate? Well, you're right, I'm only 5'6", but I can relate because I'm used to riding smaller dirt bikes like this, and it's the same principle. Instead of getting ridiculously high handlebars to be comfortable while standing, or so you don't hit your knees, you need to be standing or sitting in the proper position so that you're relaxed, you're comfortable, and you're balanced on the bike. Because the higher your bars are, the more back you have to be on the bike, and this makes you unbalanced when riding. And what I mean by unbalanced is the rear end is going to be too low, you're going to have too much stability, and it's going to make it hard to turn when you're just on flat ground. Where if you have your weight balanced just on flat ground, the front and rear suspension are going to be balanced, and this allows you to have the best traction front and rear wheels so that your front won't want to slide out, and it'll make it easier to turn. But this is just one essential technique that you need to prevent your wheels from washing out or using too much energy because you're pushing and pulling with your arms. And if you want to learn all the basic techniques, then grab my guide at motocrosshideout.com/free lessons or click the link in the description below. I'm Kelly Fager from Motocross Hideout. Learn more, ride more, so that you can stay safe and have fun for many years to come.